When we think about medieval Europe, the mind probably turns to knights in castles, kings and peasants, the Black Plague, and the age of chivalry. And all of these things were there in some way or another, but the hardest thing to get your head around is the strangeness of the medieval mind. It was a world foreign to us. Most people were illiterate. Most people were born, grew old, and died in the same towns. So if your world is so small, where do you find beauty and inspiration? For most, the answer is in the very town you lived in. Troyes was one such town. Look at its half-timbered and stone houses, its narrow alleyways. People lived and worked and dreamed here, and they filled their lives with all sorts of beauty. Beauty that can still be found in workshops like Elisabeth's, where she restores stained glass and creates her own.
Bonjour, je suis Elisabeth, je suis créateur verrier. Je vous en prie, entrez, suivez-moi.
Stained glass formed an immense part of life in medieval Europe. True, you didn't need it to survive, but to live, it was essential.
C'est un endroit où on a énormément de vitraux qui datent de la moitié du XIIe siècle et jusqu'au XVIIe, XXe siècle. Et c'est une ville où il y a un patrimoine très très riche. Et c'est aussi une source d'inspiration quand on réalise des vitraux. On a la chance d'être entouré de nombreux beaux vitraux.
Elisabeth doesn't just reach to the past for her art. She also pushes this ancient tradition into the modern day.
Donc ça, c'est le dernier petit vitrail que j'ai réalisé. C'est un petit oiseau. Et ça regroupe un peu tout ce que j'aime faire dans le vitrail. J'aime utiliser les verres colorés, faire un peu de peinture. J'ai pu intégrer mes petites perles de verre également dans mes fleurs. Enfin, je trouve que le vitrail, ça permet de mettre en couleur la vie et tout ce qui nous entoure, la nature.
And colored glass is as old as the hills, made by adding powdered metals to liquefied glass.
Donc en fait, les artistes au Moyen-Âge étaient... les techniques, elles ont très peu évolué depuis le début. On a toujours eu des verres peints. Ils avaient des techniques de coupe assez impressionnantes.
But to understand just what this art form meant to the medieval mind, one has to travel to where it was most used. Welcome to the Église Sainte-Madeleine, the oldest church in Troyes. Here I met dreary Spirito, and he told me all about how this building was used those 800 years ago.
So behind me you can see a beautiful jube. Jube is jubé in French, and it was an old traditional way of worshipping. You know, at this time, it was until the 16th century, the priests were separated from the crowd right here by a jube like this one, and it was totally closed by big iron bars. So they were like monks behind, and the normal crowd right here. And the jube is made of marble, very finely, very I would say attentively carved by sculptures, and it's like a piece of lace.
This carved division in the church speaks to something larger. The church of the medieval days was a powerful, commanding institution and was a dominant force in people's lives. Their main experience of faith, of philosophy, of art or beauty was in this one place.
So now we are just in front of the stained glasses of the church Mary Magdalena, and the stained glasses are here, you know, to allow the light coming from outside entering into the church through the colors of the stained glasses and through the images of the saints. It was a way to allow the Spirit of God coming into the church.
These images have their own language. They must be read bottom to top and left to right to reveal their stories, and in so doing, reveal the living imagination of medieval Europe. This was a world of traditions and loves very different to our own. But people still lived, they still loved, and they still found beauty all around them in ways which, thanks to buildings like the Église Sainte-Madeleine and people like Elisabeth, still endure to this day.